saying I'll start on Monday, and Monday never comes. I go on a holiday soon, and I really want a bigger bum and a smaller waist. Can you help?
Look, if you wanna come gym, make sure you put the work in. Some wanna get fit, some wanna get slim, some wanna start competing, but enough of them just can't stop cheating. When their belly is full, they're still eating. Me, I practice what I'm teaching. They don't live what they're preaching. It's a lifestyle for me. 365.
Lonnie of Jill's Logic, your host of Fitness Junkies. I hope this show meets you in good health and spirits, and if not, I hope it inspires you to do something about it. Well, I'm very excited again today. This has been I'm on a roll, I think, here. I've got someone from the Midwest, I think, and she's out here in Las Vegas for a show, thanks to this other gentleman sitting right next to me. But before we get into who this guest is, let's take a look at who this guest is.
I've always admired those who just do it and they conquered their fears. They fall back down and they keep getting up and they try to steer clear. I'm afraid, I'll admit, what if I'm stuck in my mind? I'm not great, neither rich, but will you stay here by my side? All the good times turn into memories and the revelry goes on. Let's have a good time, night of the century, our best days.
Well. Hello, young lady.
Hi.
You made it.
Yeah.
You're in Vegas.
Yep.
You excited?
Mm-hmm.
You got a show in 2 days,
Yes.
and you're going to win?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Adam? How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for making this happen.
Absolutely.
It's so hard to get competitors in the right time frame to get them either before the show or after the show. Luckily, you came in, I think, kind of like a day early, so you're not in crazy mode. And are you hungry?
I just cooked, remember? I made us tacos.
Well, tacos
Yeah.
for you?
I eat food.
Oh my God. Tacos.
I eat real food.
Okay. We are so going to get, you saw her abs there, people. Like, we want to know what's going on there. She had tacos 2 days before a show. You're carving back up. Okay. Everyone that sits in that chair has a fitness journey, and we want to know yours. Like, go all the way back to when you were a kid and if you played sports or ran around like a whatever, and here you are now. How did it all happen?
At 3, I started with tap dance.
Tap dance. Can you still tap dance?
No.
No.
And then it went into, I don't know, stuff, and eventually
Basketball.
Well, I mean, I'm from the sticks, so you just run around outside in nature. Everyone has land.
What's the sticks? What's that mean?
Country.
Like where?
Like upper, like northeast Ohio, Geneva.
Nice.
So
Okay.
Harpersfield to be exact.
Like how many people were in your city? Like thousands?
City?
Country? I don't know.
Like to have a neighborhood picnic, it took like 5 miles to pull families in.
Wow. Did you have livestock?
No, but
No?
there were buggies and no one was Amish. I thought it was normal. I thought a lot of things were normal.
Okay.
I'm sheltered.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. So go on. So you went into other stuff, cow tipping and things like that.
No cow tipping.
Okay. All right.
But, you know, the grape jamboree, grapes, and everyone had farms. It was normal to walk in horse manure and not care.
Okay.
So, you know, the dumb stuff, riding Power Wheels down 55 mile per hour roads, like the dumb things, taking the snowmobile out and running around the property, like
Okay.
the tractor trailer and hooking it up to the lawnmower and riding around into the woods. Normal country stuff.
So you were on this property and you didn't have neighbors like right next door. Did you have brothers and sisters?
I'm the oldest of 4.
Okay. So you had a tribe. You probably got into a lot of trouble, your pack of rats, huh? Like you were running and...
No, I was junior mom.
You were junior mom.
Yeah.
You were keeping it all together.
As a kid, sure. But no, I mean, eventually, I think I was the first one to start playing basketball as like 3rd grade. And that was probably my first sport. And there was soccer. I played 1 game. It sucked. They ran around everywhere. They weren't good. And I quit. It was my brother's team. And I transitioned from tennis to volleyball because I wanted to hit people with the ball. And went to track, which we didn't have AAU out there because it was really rural. So basketball is a 365 all year round sport for 10 years. So I did have D1 offers. I didn't want to go play anymore.
You didn't
I
want
just
to play
wanted
anymore.
to play volleyball. I had every offer but that. So I was coming off my senior year from 2 herniated discs that happened from volleyball season because we changed setters. And I was not adjusted to her oversetting. So I would swing with the right I tore my rotator cuff of my left because I could jump really high. And I went into basketball season with the disc, like not erupting, but they eventually did. And I made it out the day before Kent State was supposed to look at me the second time for volleyball because I refused to open up any like basketball letters. Like I had Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, D2, D3, D1. I didn't want to go. Okay. And I snapped my leg in long jump.
You snapped your leg. Okay.
Because they were taping my perfect form because I was about to graduate. I didn't want to run. And I snapped it because the nerves didn't fire. So when I jumped off, the other leg didn't come.
Wow.
So 3 knee surgeries later. I also had 3 nose surgeries because at 17, I hit a steering wheel because someone hit my car. So I broke my nose.
So wait.
I just tore my Achilles tendon in 2022.
When you snapped your leg, you snapped it at the knee?
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
ACL, PCL, side tendon, I fractured my tibia plateau. And I sat up because I have a super high pain tolerance. And my coaches had to get me because I was getting ready to grab my knee and reset it. I was shocked. So you, on the video like that we don't have anymore, thankfully,
right,
you see them jumping and holding me down in the sand because I was trying to get to my leg.
Wow. So wow. Okay. I believe there's more. So what happened then? You snap your knee, sports are done.
Yep.
For how long?
Until I found something I could do. I started weightlifting at 15.
At 15, okay.
In high school to get out of gym.
Okay.
Because I would sit on the ground in gym because I didn't want to get hurt by my friends because they had games. So I would get Fs.
Okay. But you were in the gym.
It's gym class.
No, I mean weight room.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I loved it.
Who taught you? Like, I mean,
they did. I mean, I was benching 135 at 15, 16. My family we're not genetic mutants. We're just
no, we haven't. The judge is still out on that one.
So, yeah.
There's some genetics going on here, darling. So you were weightlifting at 15, but you snapped your knee in the high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going into college. So what happened after you snapped your knee?
I didn't care, and I just went to a college, and I continued to weightlift. Had a kid young, and in school.
Okay.
And got married. Eventually got divorced, but I graduated because I delivered her 2 weeks before school started again, and so I was right back in school out of fear of not finishing.
Wow. Yeah. So, what drew you to weight training? Lifting.
It's fun.
Fun?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I was always strong, so it wasn't anything different.
Right.
But it's fun.
You could win in the gym. You can't
How do you
lose.
win?
I don't know.
I mean, eventually CrossFit came around. I've owned a boxing gym, CrossFit-ish, like boot camp.
Okay. So did you start doing that?
Which one?
CrossFit.
Yeah.
And how'd the injuries feel there?
Oh, I wasn't going to do anything crazy. I knew what my balance is. Like,
Right.
It's just not worth taking a risk. I have a child.
Right. Risk reward. Yes.
Speed,
yes.
Inline speed skating. We still haven't gone yet. We have speed skates. He has the 125s. I have 110.
Like
still.
rollerblade?
Yeah,
Long
I
distance.
rollerblade. Any of my friends that are
I used to
watching this
rollerblade.
will make fun of me for that. They call it fruit booting, but I call it rollerblading.
No, I love rollerblading.
I do too.
I used to live in Venice. I'm from LA. I used to live in Venice Beach. And if you've ever been to Venice Beach, there's the bike path and rollerblading and jumping and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I love rollerblades.
I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
He'd kill me. I one time just drugged my chin on the ground and got up laughing and realized I'm probably scaring a kid and probably bleeding everywhere. And I went and taught boot camp class and they're like, "Are you going to leave?" I don't even feel anything. I'll deal with it later. They're like,
So what's this pain tolerance? You've always just had this incredible pain tolerance?
Yeah.
Wow. Like, did you get medication when you were giving your child? Did they you're like, no, I don't need that?
I told them I couldn't hold her anymore. And they're like, "What?" And she was out in 25 minutes because I asked if I was allowed to push. And they're like, "Oh my God." They had nothing ready.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
They
You're
didn't
like,
know.
I'm done. Next thing. Wow. So from lifting in college, having a baby, still lifting in the gym, then how did you connect with bodybuilding, like competitively?
I saw a picture of Andrea Brazier, and for me, it was a connection. She looked like me, I looked like her, and I didn't look weird anymore. I didn't know what a six-pack was when I was in 9th grade, and they were trying to explain it to me, and that I had it.
You're like,
I don't know what you mean.
you thought it was a pack of beers, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, how do you have one of those? I'm too young to drink. Anyway.
So that was 2013, and I told my family, "I'm going to get a boob job, and I'm going to go do bodybuilding." And they were like, "Oh my God, she's gone."
I love it. I love it.
And my daughter's grandfather did bodybuilding, so for Father's Day, I told him I was going to do bodybuilding, and he cried. He actually used to guard for Wesley Snipes and Arnold Schwarzenegger at the Arnold Classic. He's a retired cop from Kent State.
Right. In Ohio.
And
Right.
I met Adam at an Arnold Classic through someone else, and that's how I got my coach, because I did my first 2 shows in 2015 on my own, and I had my neighbor that did my posing and my tanning.
No, you were in the city now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No
And-
sticks.
Right. And you were at the Arnold and you two met. How did you two meet? I feel like I'm on a dating show. So how did you two meet?
So I remember exactly when and where you met me outside of doing check-ins with Capri, right? Where, like, I call it the coach's check-in spot at the Arnold Classic. I'm like there every year. And, you know, I remembered her from her 2015 show. You see a physique like that and you don't forget it. And I was like, "You're that same girl who competed in 2015. And, you know, she talked to me about coaching, which obviously I was really excited. But after we met, it took her a little while to like kind of follow up and do
I
it.
couldn't walk.
Yeah.
My knee.
Yes. So
So-
she was, you know, in a state where she was trying to get healed first. And yeah, our literally first session, which you see in the picture there, she had her knee brace on. So it was interesting because I'd hoped that she would follow up and want to work with me. I don't really like to follow up because you're planting the seed for an athlete to do it. And I really think to be an incredible athlete, they have to have the want. You can pull as many athletes as you want to do this sport, but they got to want to do it at the end of the day. And she luckily ended up reaching back up, and she met me at the gym at my house at the time with Capri, I believe. And we got our journey started, which has now been, you know, that was in 2017.
2019.
2019.
I think I was with Ashley when I came.
That's right. You were with Ashley when you came. And yeah, we've been together since 2018, 2019. Yeah.
I've like literally given him every gray hair, and I told him I would.
There's a lot of them now.
You said something, and I think our audience needs to see something. Joey, can you show how crazy this young lady is? How much she wants it?
Oh, it's not a squatting video of mine, is it?
No,
Oh, you didn't find this. That's good.
it's from your.
Oh my gosh, when I was a pirate.
Are the mics live? So what you doing?
My normal. I mean, I had my last knee surgery when my daughter was 1, and I had to like beat that. I had more struggle being that without having a baby clung to me while in crutches and a bag. So, and I couldn't
Wow.
put my foot down.
Wow. So that was a knee brace and a boot
Yeah,
on your.
because I tore my Achilles tendon. I
what
was
were you-
running backwards down the hill because it's easier without an ACL because my knee's still really bad. They
Oh,
just won't operate. There's no point. And I was going backwards because, it's better when you don't have an ACL.
right.
And there was a toddler that had come back on to the hill, and I tried leaping. But you leap on a hill, it's angled. You're not in control because you can't see it. And I felt something pop, and I was like, oh man, I hit a boulder. So high pain tolerance. Is running still down the hill. I'm like, there are no boulders in this hill. You'd never do it. That was your Achilles, idiot. Turn around. It's my daughter's cross country practice for high school. I turn around and just walk. And I'm standing there. I have my waist trainer. I'm like, girls, go get your coach. Go get an adult. And I'm just staying there because I can stay calm. Go
Right.
get your coach. And it's breathing. And they come up and they're like, what's wrong? I blew my Achilles tendon. It's gone. Are you sure? Do you want to walk? I don't want to walk. It's gone. And so I can't feel my pain, but my body's like, now shaking and hyperventilating. I'm like, I don't feel anything.
Right,
And I'm
right.
like, how can you help me get this off? And I'm like shaking. And I'm like,
Right.
I promise you I don't feel anything,
Right.
which isn't still not good. I know I'm scaring you, but can you get this off? And they carried me to the car, and my daughter still had her temps, and she had to drive, and we weren't going to tell her because I wanted to live because there was this median split in construction, and she always decided to choose which side to go last second. And so when we got home, she tried to pull the boot off, my shoe off, and she thought maybe I just sprained it. And that's when she pulled it. I screamed. And so she pulled it off, and I just had her go inside because she had to go to her dad's house. I said, just go get the crutches out of the basement because they're always ready to go. And the ER is right across the street from my house. And I crutched
planned
over.
that out.
And I
That
crutched
sounds
over and went and got a cast and came back. And then I think I started crying when I got back to the steps because I couldn't get up them because I was finally fatigued.
Right. And so, how soon after you shattered your foot, or what happened?
I tore up the Achilles tendon. And then when I was so far ahead in physical therapy, they didn't really let me come. They kicked me out. I didn't do surgery.
You didn't do surgery. Okay.
Because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and we figured that out finally. We just called it the stretchy thing, like, where people can like bend their joints everywhere,
Okay.
So
Okay.
that was one of the issues with my surgery 4. We had cadaver grafts, like, dead tissue that would never stay. It would always stretch out. So I didn't want to have surgery out of the fear that whatever they did, I'd stretch through, and I wanted to heal on my own. So we did that. Still recovering to a point because I got a little lazy, but what was it? As soon as I could walk, I think like 4 weeks later was a show, and I competed.
Now, so we talked about cardio for clients. What are you on a bike when you can't run and walk, or what's your
Oh, no.
jam cardio? Or do you not
I
do
lift
cardio?
like every day. Oh no, I do cardio. So now that we're like, I've gotten off Celebrix and other stuff that I was taking to control arthritis and found other ways. And last fall was the first time he actually got me as a full athlete where I was able to run again. And I did that show in 4 weeks.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we had to work through a lot of adversity, all of our preps. You work through anything as a coach as long as you can get them ready. It just really shows, the progress she was able to make this year and the past year were were years that we were able to really do everything effectively.
The vertigo wasn't bad. We forgot to tell them about vertigo. And
Oh, I was
have,
gonna get
I have
into that.
narcolepsy. I have. I can keep going.
So, do you want to use any of those things as an excuse? Because I know
It's
98 out of 100 women would probably, and men would probably
But
use
this
one
was
of
me
those.
training before bodybuilding because I have to do this for the rest of my life to have a whole body and complete. So without heavy weight training, my knee was giving out and I was falling. Like I
Oh,
was,
wow.
I would fall almost down the stairs. I have, like I would be working and I would drop stuff. Like this is you're always supposed to be moving. If you're mobile, you're never not supposed to not move. Like everyone should be able to run.
As a human, but is this because of your
Injuries.
injuries and your disease?
And all the other stuff, yes, because a lot of the people with Ehlers-Danlos, because it's a connective tissue disorder
Right.
and collagen, I have to go figure out what type and genealogy for my daughter because we have to get tachocardiograms. Like, is that the right one? Because they have to monitor my heart because like it can, like everything kind of weakens over time because it gets stretchy. So my skin's really stretchy. Like I'll blow out. Like we've had to deal with my skin expanding, me expanding too fast. I have endometriosis, which was a problem for about a year also with my abdomen. But I've always gained like 10 pounds of water weight. So I'm natural, but I still have to take water pills or else I'll shoot up and to the point where I can't walk or move.
Oh, wow.
Like when my period comes, which is Sunday. In every show, because my period comes so frequently, every show is a period.
Oh, no.
Like
Oh,
it just
no.
never ends. We just don't talk about stuff. You just have to go numb.
So you're used to this, but no one else is. Very few, if they're out there, hands down and hands off, I bow to you. But that's a lot. You don't think so?
It is a lot.
Okay.
There are days where I'll cry. Like I get upset. I'm a single mom. Like, and my daughter has sleep issues. Like more or less, we've figured out that it's more than likely Lyme disease from being in the country. But
Ugh.
when they misdiagnose it when you're young and you look at the rash later when you're older, we didn't know. You missed that window. It's not a common thing to talk about. And it is what it is. So now with Adam, with my doctor, my PCP, and my sleep neurologist, like every other doctor, I'm like kind of like, like I've been able to get to a point where I'm willing to work to take care of myself and others. And so I deep dive into a lot and help a lot of people and
Right.
myself.
You're a teacher.
Long-term sub for now,
Okay.
just for my daughter's time frame with school.
Okay. So talk to me about your sleep. What, you have narcolepsy?
Mm-hmm.
So that means you fall asleep during the day or
If I sit still, I can sit back.
and you're out.
Mm-hmm.
And then are you up at night?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So how do you feel like as far as sleep? Do you feel tired all the time? Why are you guys laughing? Did I say a joke?
It's just fun.
Yesterday, I was asleep outside their house. I wouldn't even try to get in. I just slept outside in the concrete because he get me in the long coat. And I was like, I don't care.
Well, and it's like a coach, she's in peak week this week, right? So I'm like waiting on check-in. I'm like, it's morning time. I'm 3 hours behind because it's Vegas. And it's like, why is your check-in not in yet? But I know, I'm like, she probably fell asleep at a little bit different time than usual. And obviously, after all the years of us working together, I know that nothing's going to be necessarily typical. And you,
A straight line.
yeah,
He
you
knows I took him. It's just when will I send him if I send him.
basically, yeah.
Right.
Because
Right.
I fall asleep whenever I try to sort them.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we put a lot of work, a lot of time and effort into this. We've had plenty of coaches try to shark her from me or like separate us.
Ooh.
And the moment that she's like, we always laugh because we just tell her like, send them all of your issues.
Right.
And then
Like-
they're like,
I'm good.
they're like, I'm good. And, actually on the way here, we were kind of talking about some things and we've put so much work into her and I'm almost not even a coach anymore because we've gone through the coaching process and we've really invested a lot of stock and time into you. Now it's more management because we've spent a lot of time together.
Right.
So, a lot of people want to ask about the diet and what we're doing, and it's just so different because we've had to manage so many
tacos.
hurdles, tacos,
You're like eating
sodium.
tacos. I ate a whole bag of Doritos last week. You don't want to know my life.
Oh my God.
Like I need super high, actually sodium intake. What is it that I have? What is that one?
So for you,
What did they call that one? I
it's
already forgot.
mitigating the water, but she has, we want to stay on her sodium because she has pretty wicked swings with aldosterone, and some of the medication she's on makes her actually hold more water systemically. And we want to really monitor and control water with her pretty heavily, like more so than anybody else. And,
Right.
sometimes she does need like a little bit of a natural diuretic or a little bit more activity than somebody else just to kind of flush some fluid out. And, these are things that are tried and true that we've done
I mean, I had to
over
go to
and
my
over again.
PCPs. Like, you're gonna take this. What one is it? Because what we couldn't do was I was spasming so bad, so he gave me one that was potassium sparing, and it takes forever for me. I've gotten to a point where I can break them in half, but it's not just my period because of Ehlers-Danlos. I can end up blowing up, and I won't realize when I can't walk or things hurt. My head hurts, my everything hurts everywhere. But the problem with taking the water pill is it's going to shoot up my vertigo. It's going to drain stuff. It's going to make me tired.
Oh God.
Can I handle taking this today?
Wow.
Because I've tried the natural ones. They don't expel enough water. So what is it? Tramtarine. Yeah. So if I take that, I fall flat for a show. So I lose almost all my volume.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've had
It's terrible.
a lot of shows together, and it's taken a long time to
Dial it in.
for sure.
And it's taken experimenting with natural things to keep the DHT down. It's a lot, and it's finally to that point where like even the suit tie, because of car accidents, I've had like maybe 3 or 4 concussions from people hitting my cars. There was a train once.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But it's taking those things into account because the pressure changes every spring. I have a horrific sinus infection. I'm a groundhog naturally. And the joy was like on my birthday, I was sick because at least it wasn't going to be in March with the show.
Wow. Wow. So when I heard about this laundry list of ailments and things you had to deal with, I was so inspired that you've gotten this far and you push through workouts like that and you do all that you do. I was like, there's people out there that need to hear this and to hear how you don't make excuses about it, because you could very easily make excuses about it. And now you've come so far that you're reaching the top of the sport. You're qualified for the Olympia. Is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, if I wasn't injured, wouldn't I've already won it by now? Like, this is insane. Like, it takes work. I did 3.2 miles in runs this morning, just because I had so much water from traveling yesterday because I missed my first flight because I was so exhausted I couldn't really pack well. So I had to take a lighter flight, but we always know my first flight is the doomsday flight.
Wow. So let's talk about winning the Olympia as a natural bodybuilder.
Totally feasible in wellness. It's like I train legs and I don't train that much because I'll get too big.
Well, totally feasible for freaks of nature. Trust me.
But when you understand your body and how muscle moves, I do movements that work for my body, or I don't do it because I don't have the ability to just fart around with exercises that are going to whittle down cartilage, energy, like for my overall state and things like that. It's
Right.
I lift heavy and I leave.
Right, right. But there's an edge that a lot of these competitors have over the non juiced athletes. And by the look of at least your abs, I didn't really see much of your glutes in there. You're in wellness now, and that's what you qualified for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you, and you obviously feel confident, which is awesome. But do you also feel like they're cheating and you're not? Or how do you feel
No,
about
I
it?
don't feel like they're cheating. I'm looking for permission.
Yeah, you can be totally transparent.
I feel like a lot of people don't know how to do anything with their body fully yet. I was almost a pro. I basically was a pro athlete. I've pushed my body to limits that they haven't. When I'm out on the road running, it's still better than track practice. I run through the snow in the winter. When it's ice cold, I'm out there. Like, and that isn't just for that. Like, it itches my knee. It gets everything together. It gets my body moving. It grounds my body. It's a choice to live a certain way. I wouldn't dare damage my body to that extent where the repercussions, I'm already a mom. I don't want more children. A lot of the women that have won Olympia have stable, set families. And that should be the example. Like, if you're going to do something that's going to be harmful for your future and children, at least wait.
Right.
Because if you're not willing to manage your body, don't expect your coach, your doctor, anyone else. If you don't know it, nobody else is going to.
Right. Right.
No one can save you but you.
So let's talk about the wellness division in the Olympia.
Yeah.
And where it's going. And I'm just looking at her here, and she looks small to me for wellness on that stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I hope they move towards a more leaner, more streamlined body, you know, the wellness on the bottom and the bikini on top.
Yeah.
But they seem to be going crazy with the glutes and the quads and the hams. And what do you think? What's the management there? Where you going with this young lady?
Yeah. Gain more time under the bar appropriately when we're able to. All the stars have to align. The vertigo has to feel good. The joints have to feel good. But when she can go, and like I said, this past year, 2 years has been when we've really been able to go. So I think she's got some room to like grow that we haven't tapped into that maybe a lot of current pros would have. But she is in the tallest when there were height classes in wellness. So she's a little bit longer. Maybe Frida Paulson-esque, if you would. Love Frida, by the way, if she's watching. She's awesome. Lives in Las Vegas. But, you know, I always like that look. I do think that, you know, they are picking some thicker physiques in the lower half for sure. And that's what wellness is supposed to be. So we have some time to grow into that as her being a younger, untapped athlete, as I would say. She's experienced a lot. And just knowing someone that will work as hard as her.
I'm like non-glute dominant. That's the issue.
Okay.
Yeah. Having someone that's willing.
Baby's got backs.
Glute dominance, like, doesn't matter, especially I was talking to someone with being an athlete that has fast twitch muscles. My hamstrings, I have to rub them to bring them down. They just go right back up. It doesn't matter how hard I train. I have to massage them to get them to stay down.
Wow.
Before I go on, because they'll go right back up.
Right, right.
It's
Okay.
different training styles, and those, I think sometimes that weren't like fast, like, or sprinting type athletes have an advantage over. You have the ability to have your hamstrings droop and drop. You're not going to naturally fall into that muscle memory of, let's go hide them.
Right.
You don't see sprinters with hamstrings hanging off their bodies.
Right. What do you think about the top 5 girls, and they're probably mostly from
Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah.
And you are Black American. What you have something going on here. You like milking your coffee kind of stuff. I don't know what it is.
I put tan on.
That's true, but you're still.
It's pretty light.
I don't know. You're cocoa.
I'm Black,
Yeah.
and on my dad's side, they're Native American. My grandfather is adopted on my mom's side, so we don't know. But my grandma, she's Black.
Okay.
And her dad, Black.
Okay.
My daughter's half Mexican.
Okay.
Like, I mean, there's white, of course, mixed in there, but Native American and Black, and then I'm every woman.
So I would love if a Black woman won a wellness title. That would be so cool. And a natty Black woman would be off the chain. So I am so rooting for you. Not to mention all the adversity that you've overcome. Do you envision yourself becoming an inspiration to many others through this journey and through all your adversities?
I actually have, and you said the word inspiration, and I got really upset because it makes me uncomfortable and I get really small and when I hear that. And I just went into this whole spiel this morning, but the issue is when I'm looking at someone, they say inspiration, it's you can see with them whether they're going to do something because it's a form of an action. Are they going to do something with it, or are they just saying it in a way that is negative or condescending to their nature and who they are? So when I see the opposite, where, oh my gosh, I can't do that, but just look at you. I want them to be on that other side of, I'm going to take it and use it however.
Right. I think I understood what you just said.
So if there's an action, are you going to use it
You mean you were going to use
the
it?
person that's saying I'm an inspiration?
Oh.
That's why it's uncomfortable, because it has nothing to do with me.
I mean,
it's about what they see for themselves.
So I don't want to speak for you, but I'm a coach, and one of the most fulfilling things that I do, and I get more out of it than I think most of my clients, is help them, is to give to them. And I think you've got that in you. So when I say you're going to be you have a vision to be an inspiration to people, it's really about you helping other people, and you don't really have to do anything.
I'm at posing clinics and I'm with people. I love being a cheerleader more so than being on the stage.
Really?
And I love being on our team, and that was like one of the biggest things was joining a team, a community, and they've gotten me through a lot. Like it wasn't this smooth at all.
Yeah. Oh, God, she was one of the hard reasons to leave Ohio. You know, she'd drive 2 hours to come and see me for a session, you know, and that makes you feel special as a coach. I mean, it's that shows you when an athlete's committed, you know, they're going to come out and see you. And yeah, it's, you know, she could get 1 million likes on her Instagram, but like one of the biggest things for us was, you know, let's qualify at the Olympia or qualify for the Olympia, and, you know, let's show people that you can do this drug free. We can kind of say some things about the previous, you know, chances we kind of had at the Weeder weren't necessarily really fair. Literally a day leading up to your show, Goob, you too, caught a girl who was going to enter the show not natural, and whoever her old coach was outed her and put her protocol on the internet, or like sent it. And basically Gary made an announcement like, if you're using and you get caught, like you're kind of getting banned at this show. And, you know, because I saw that girl, I'm like, we're not beating her, and I hope she does the right thing. and gets out of the
This
show.
was a natural show.
Yeah, this was a drug tested show, and the person was planning on competing. So, it really sucks because this is like currently, as of 2024, 2023 then, that was our only opportunity to get a natural on the Olympia stage.
That was the only show I did, and I still think I would have beat her after I saw her photos, Coach.
That may be true.
I saw the photos and I sent them to you, and that's one of those things. I compete in the open shows. It's no different, but for the other girls, it's a different opportunity. And I do see with people making a stink, they will at some point more than likely separate the natural show and make it its own Olympia and pull it away from the other Olympia. It's a business. It is. I mean, I still plan on always competing in the open. I didn't even know about the Weeder until we were wrapping up. I did 5 pro shows my first year.
Wow.
So it's like, I've been here, guys, but then I took time off because I got injured. And then the year before, I'm a mom first, not a competitor. So my daughter's almost graduated, and then I'm willing to step into it more because it is a lot. I've had a butt my whole life. It's trauma for my family. My siblings are like, oh God. And I have to be mindful of my daughter who looks like me. And as a single Christian woman, I can wait.
Right.
So I'm pretty silent, and my sports agent, who's in San Diego, wants me to do more, and we're getting there. But it was a choice to also be mindful, and I'm teaching right now, and that's only going to be like 1 more year, and then social media can blow up more.
So okay, I'm trying to pull something out of you here. I feel like you have a vision of where you're going, or do you?
Partially.
Okay. I saw it by just seeing a couple of pictures on your IG, talking to him for 5 minutes, and I'm like, I want to be part of the story. And she came here to do my little podcast on her way to Olympia, and I think on the way to doing a lot of great things. And I don't say that to many people. You have a humility about yourself, a quiet kind of strength in a weird way, and I really, it's weird because I don't often think of myself as a black guy. I think of myself as Geo. So, but I also want to see more black women competing. I think especially in a sport where booties are the thing.
Right.
Like, why are more black women winning this shit?
I look at women that walk by natural and like, you to beat them, you to beat them, you to beat them. Like, I mean, I didn't understand that people like butts in 7th grade. So understand my PTSD trauma still. And my coach knows every season, I'm like, you can't make me go to the stage. I don't want to be naked. I'm not going. I know. I'm already starting to do it. I don't want to get on the plane.
Talk to me about walking on the stage when you have vertigo and the room is spinning. What is that like?
It's gone down a lot, but even the suit connector sitting on my neck, which we've had to change around, was cutting off one of the nerves, and I would almost black out. So I cleared the stage. Thought I was awesome. I was I'm great. It's going black, but they know. I'm really preemptive. We let them know that I need someone expo or EMT because I don't know who I am when I try to clear the stage, but I can hold it together. And then as soon as I clear the curtain, who knows?
Oh, wow.
So, I mean,
every time. Most times.
It's better to play it safe than sorry. She doesn't like it, but sometimes I'm like, we got to tell them. Because some of these shows, they'll only let the coaches go so far, right? And I know, and I'm going to stay close. I'm going to watch her and then immediately run back. But sometimes they won't let coaches step in certain areas. And I'm like, just in case, we got to let somebody know.
My daughter's been there, what was, Francois, she like was sprinting because it was going like this and clapping in front of my face, like going black. And I was trying to get down before I dropped, like, and she like grabbed me and put me down and took my heels off. I think like at that time she might have been like, what, 13?
We've became a lot of the Expeditors' favorite competitors at times.
Like, you better not black out. They're looking at me from this, like, you better not. I'm like, trying. I'm like cross-eyed.
Wow. So let's get back to tacos. And Doritos last week. Is that on the program?
Yeah, so we do macros. Do you want me to take this one? You said you don't like the nutrition stuff. Yeah, with macros, I let my clients eat whatever, fits into their protein, carbs, and fats for the day. We do like, coincidentally, a little bit more water retention with her because it does keep her vertigo at bay. So, we do tend to push that. Just, if your performance sucks on stage, like, that's it. And if we lost a little bit of leanness to be able to perform well, that's fine, but we keep things pretty stable in terms of the sodium, just keep it higher. So the Doritos and the tacos were great sources of sodium. This is tricky because we've only competed in Vegas one other time. This is our first time.
We had Phoenix. No, not Phoenix, Arizona. But then I did have the Arizona Pro, and we had USA's. I mean, there's a lot of contests.
And she's already been thirstier since being here, so we know that.
But I ran.
Yeah, and she ran.
So that's new.
So
Right.
Doing it out here is different than doing it in a place with humidity. So this is actually one of the reasons we're doing this show. We want to hit Samson to be in Vegas, experience the environment. She'll probably be back for another one, and then we'll be in for the Olympia.
Right. Just to get the rep.
Practice. Well, the rep as a natural, even though I was competing before this and all the open shows, but people like he has gotten emails and he's polite and knows my stress levels, and I want to make sure people see me as God's child in the light, and he won't tell me what people say. Like, even when I had overall for physique, our first show together, people were attacking him. Like, we had guys looking at me that were jealous because my back looked better.
Yeah.
Your abs definitely look better, I'm sure.
I've gotten hate texts. I've gotten, just really negative DMs. Like, there's no way she can be natural. And, like, I get it. Like, there's so many athletes that cheats the system. I
Right.
totally get it. But I can just, God is my witness, say I've never put her on anything. And to my knowledge, she's never done anything. And, like, I believe that people wouldn't have believed, like, hey, I saw a white crocodile in the creek the other day, and people were like, there's no way. And it's like, she's the exception to the rule. Like, odd things happen genetically. And, funny enough, like, a lot of odd things happen to her, and I'm like, I always joke that, when she was made,
Oh, God.
he gave her all these blessings, right? And I was like, but he's like, I can't make someone that perfect.
Right.
I gotta throw some stuff
Right.
in here to make it fair,
so
right?
True. So true.
So, that's kind of my joke. But, people can do phenomenal things. And God, that's why I love coaching. I get people with really gifted genetics that come to me, and it's so much better than I could do with my body, and it's just a lot of fun,
Yeah. It's it's she's on a journey. You're on a journey with her, which is amazing. It's so cool that you guys stay strong because there's a lot of noise out there. People trying to take you
We don't
away.
look at each other at shows anymore because one's going to cry. So I'm
Yeah, this
freaking looking
one.
at him.
Oh my God.
I'm not even, you can't, I don't even know why I talk. I do my makeup, I do my hair, I do my nails, I do my tan,
You
do everything.
yourself.
Everything.
Okay.
Every time you see a glam, this is why I look aggressive right now, because I know I'm about to be waking up like Saturday to do my makeup.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. We didn't talk much after the prejudging at the Weeder.
You didn't talk much.
No, because
No.
he was already starting to
Because
cry.
finals was right after, like within the hour. And like the first thing an athlete's going to ask you when they get off stage is, how did I do?
Right.
And like you're holding dead center. And if you were there, like it was undeniable. Like, you know, out of my qualifications for Olympia, that was the one I was most confident in. I'm like, she did it, but I also don't want to say and be wrong, but I'm just that confident that she got it, that like if I looked at her, it was game over. So
That was
like I
such-
kind of like kept my head down. I was like, stay ready. Like that was
show-
it. I'm like, stay ready.
But that was probably one of my sloppiest shows. I drove in 5 hours, like from Ohio to DC, got there at 8 because I was still working. And I got there at 8 p.m., the last minute for check-ins. And I slept 90 minutes
Oh, God.
because I had to do everything. And I was numb. But I told the competitors like that I compete with because I had my mind on anything else but that show because I was there for a different reason. And they were just the most beautiful women. And I think the camaraderie, like, I love meeting the women and the men and the competitors. And I want to hear their story, like their humanity. Not necessarily, what are you eating? What are you doing? Like, I don't care. I really don't.
Right.
Like, I want to
Right.
hear you,
Right. And that's
your authenticity. I want to hear what makes your heart beat. Because for me, it's actually not this sport. It's people. It's helping them, however that comes.
yeah. It's the things that you get from it. Like you said, you have to do this. You have to train. You have to lift heavy to function.
I'm going to look like this regardless.
Right.
It's just the only difference is I might have to cut down, but it's no different if I wanted to wear a bikini. Like in 10th grade, oh my gosh, I got to go stay next to my boyfriend. I better go do 500 crunches at night. I learned how to manipulate my body young
Right.
and wake up. I'm like, "Look, it's fat. It's flat. Yay." Like I might have given myself a hernia being young and dumb, but
That's funny.
I think it's a normal drive. Everyone gets vacation ready. It's kind of like no different for bodybuilding, except it's easy for me to stay in the state because any added weight hurts my whole body.
Talk to me about your spirituality. You mentioned that you're a Christian woman. Talk to me how that plays a role in your life and in your sport.
Ooh, I'm shy about it. Like, and I've never had the church I was at formerly. They were so excited. I was running boot camp. They called me Satan. Don't worry. I was mean. I ran the gym out of my church.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's how they felt. So I'd run fitness challenges, but like they were the most positive people and believed in me, and I was so shy about it. And just the feedback from my family and the changes in their lives and the support, like it's overwhelming. I haven't really had anyone be negative, but I'm just so cautious and mindful that I get really quiet and disappear because I worry too much. And it's hard to sometimes pull that off. Like I'll have him post stuff that I don't want to, especially being in the schools now. It's a little different. So I know I can't do that for long term because I did have a parent come after me and I'm like, I haven't posted anything in a year.
Right.
And
right.
my name's hidden and your kid does push-ups and listens. Like, what is your issue?
Right.
So
Wow.
it's being mindful of I'm more than just a sport, and it does have an impact on people, whether it be negative or positive. And I can't control all of it, but I stubbornly try to control a lot of it.
Yeah. And do you have, you said you partially have a vision of your future. Have you grasped anything that you can talk about? Like, do you have part
like
of
God
it?
has given, like, you see those visions and you like you're on your knees and you're crying because it's for him and you're crying and I'm like, that's what you want? I don't want it. Okay. Like it's people ask me all the time, if you're going through this is the biggest one. If you feel that bad, why do you do it? Because it's what God's given me. If it's not that bad, I'm just whining. I know I'm just throwing a fit. just like any other kid. If it's not that bad, like if my coach was terrible, trust me, I wouldn't do this. Like, but that's my friend, that's my family. I made dinner tonight because I was excited. I'd made sure it wasn't spicy because I know he doesn't like spicy food.
I don't either. I am a mild spicy guy.
She's insanely giving with her time, and like sometimes I get packages in the mail and they are like shoes like these I'm wearing today. So she always has a infatuation with sending me Pumas, which I now love because of her.
He wore shoes one time. I'm like, what are those? I don't even remember what pair it was.
I don't either, but it is funny. Like it's funny to laugh about backstage, you know. And
I'm just gonna say Nike size 12.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that.
I'm just gonna say that I want my sports agent to get me Puma, and he's gonna say, take some gym pics. Yes, George. He's in San Diego. He's like, if you don't just take pictures, I'm like, oh, can't we just AI me in?
I love that. Puma. I like that.
Puma. I mean, he's like, he has people. He's still he's in the new football league. I'm gonna screw this up. I'm not even gonna say anything.
Right. The UFL,
as a coach, yeah.
I think it is. As a coach.
As a coach. So he was also a coach at the Redskins, and he played in the NFL. I met him while I was playing poker. I'm really good at poker.
You are. You're in Vegas. You gonna play?
I'm not going to. And I'm not gonna remind my brother.
That's funny. So anything that you'd like to add to just talk about this young lady and how she's affected you? I'm sure she's inspired you, because I'm about to go work out and I've already worked out, you know, like, so anything you have to say?
you know, I think one thing is you're extremely coachable and really good about communication. And I think that's huge because obviously, you know, I've had to learn a lot to coach her. And she was one of the reasons I got into internal health as much as I did, because the worst thing as a coach is to feel like you can't help an athlete, you know, whether it's they're pregnant or anything. And that's always what, you know, way back to the beginning, you know, my pregnant clients who would leave me because I knew nothing about it. I'm like, well, how could I learn more about this to retain people? And now I feel comfortable with working with more people like her. Now I can deal with anything. So that always feels really good. But, you know, one thing is just being open about communication and just, you know, she's had a lot of things happen, and, you know, she knows she can tell me anything without me being upset. Like, she was afraid to tell me about her Achilles because she was like, she even knows me better than that, but she's like, he's going to be so upset because I'm out of the season. But
what were you doing?
At the same time, you know,
downhill.
like things like that happen. And you know what? You're at your daughter's cross country event. Like, I'm not mad about that. You're doing normal life things. And I think every athlete should be doing that. That's the most important thing. If you're shutting off so many things so you can compete, you know, you may not want to compete, you know, because at that point, how much are you really enjoying it? But, you know, just thank you for being communicative. That's all a coach can ever ask for. And I think, you know, sometimes I didn't always have solutions right away. And thank you for giving me the time to, you know, learn, because sometimes that's how you grow as a coach. So you grow with your athletes that present you challenges. And that's the only way that you grow as a coach. I actually had, just real quick, like I had a pro inquire with me this week, and she was thinking about leaving her coach because he had never coached a pro before. And I said, how will he have the opportunity unless you give it to him? Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's not really the best reason in the world, to be honest, you know?
Wow.
And people use that as the reason of like, well, you don't, their coach is going to tell you what to do, when to eat. I'm like, so you said I'm going to get in a fist fight with someone is what you said. Like, that's literally my response. It's my body. And we don't always see eye to eye. Like, it's a partnership. like when I was lost in the sauce, like before, they'll be like, I feel bad, I can't come to your show. I'm like, you need to go take care of all the newbies that are as wild as I was. He couldn't even find me after prejudging at the first show.
Yeah.
I was out in the hallway somewhere dancing to the music.
Oh my God.
I,
You Midwest girls.
I forgot about that. You were dancing. I couldn't believe it. They were literally looking for her, and I was looking all over for her because she was winning the overall at this point, and I'm like, all she has to do is show up,
but that was
and
the
I
first
can't
thing.
find her.
I also had to go to the show.
I looked down the hall, and
Right.
I'm sure there's a move for what you were doing. I don't know what it was, but she was having the time of her life. And I'm like, get down here. You're like up now.
Right. Wow.
So,
Do you have an air mattress?
oh my gosh.
Do you? I'd even think about it.
I do actually.
My nickname.
Air mattress. So this girl will pack the biggest backstage bag you've ever seen. So she has a lot of things. So
To
she
sleep,
comes
so you can sleep.
very
Everything.
prepared, or if she gets dizzy, something to lay down on. So
You're
this
that
was
girl.
this was pretty early in our journey together, and I came backstage. And I see her with a mattress, which
queen
I'd never
size.
seen before. Huge
I
mattress.
don't know anyone wouldn't bring one.
There's 3 of my other competitors on the mattress, of course, because if you see a mattress backstage, you're going to lay on that mattress.
Right.
And then I see this other guy. He's like leaning on it, who wasn't even on our team.
He was a pro.
Was cozy.
I was an amateur.
And
That's funny.
and I walked in and I said, do you have an internet provider coming next to hook you up for like,
I had my
high-speed
laptop.
internet? Like, what's going on back here?
I had my laptop out. I
Yeah.
was doing work. I do real estate investing too, but I just took time back, like after COVID. I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I
So
bet.
when they were moving, I'm like, run. They're like, what should we do? Get the frick out. Run. Get to Vegas. I love you. I'll visit. Bye. Run.
So again, this is early in our career, and I wondered, like, is this normal for her to do this? And so her dad was at that show, and I was like, hey, we've got to
Oh,
help Alisha, like, pack up. She was the only one back there, and what I watched his face as he went back there, because I'm like, he's either going to be surprised or this is normal, and he didn't even flinch. I was like,
This is normal.
all right, get used to this, Adam. This is
Yeah.
going to be a pretty regular
except
Yeah.
we'll be
thing.
somewhere. And he's like, there's some pro football players. Why don't you do your posing right here? I'll get you a husband. No, I'm done with you.
Not professional athletes.
He's
No,
like,
don't do it.
yeah, like you never know. One might have the love of the Lord in their heart, like truly, and not. You never know. But I'm not holding my breath
There you
like to
go.
meet one. So, but yeah, I put him through. I mean, a lot from the very first show to. I mean, I'm the only client he's ever yelled at in the first show, and I'm at home on my bed crying.
The first show, you yelled at her.
Yeah,
'Cause- yeah.
she missed check-ins, like literally, like
Almost missed it.
almost missed check-ins. So it was it was more affirm, like maybe affirm that no one else had heard. But yeah, she was looking for a doctor's note so she could compete.
I wasn't allowed to.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
of the vertigo. And once they heard that and everything, like they're like, no, because I got sick in February of 2018, and then on my birthday, hate my
Nice.
birthday, and I had vertigo 3 days later, and I was basically disabled for 6 months, and it's
Oh,
just never
God.
left. It's not terrible, but I get in a wheelchair in the airport to go down the bridge and come off because I don't know who I'll be, and I might just flatline and drop. So
Wow. Okay.
I hate flying. I hate now. Like, it's just a lot. And I wasn't allowed to compete without a doctor's note. It didn't come through. So I was like, I can't compete. And I'm just like crying on my bed, 40 minutes away from check-ins.
Yeah, and I
Wow.
expected her to be there. I was like, where are you? Like, check-ins is closing. I'm waiting there for her. And she's like, I'm still looking for like an old note versus the new one that the doctor wrote. So we had to ask for an extension. You know, first too, I was worried about her getting like down there, you know. So we did end up competing, and that's where he won the overall. But I was like,
Yeah.
this is a ride.
He's like, the only way you're not going to win is by not being there.
Yeah, I did say, you're right. That's exactly what I said. I'm like, the
"Get up
only
and
way you would lose this show is by not showing up.
Next time he yells at you, I want you to videotape it because I
He's
can't
like,
see this
oh,
guy
no.
yelling at anybody.
And he's like, get up and get in the car. I'm like, okay. I go get in my car, crying, like driving 80 miles per hour, like in a 60 to 85, and get there. Like even Gary Cheney's like, oh, I'm like, you're old. He's like, you're old. I'm like, at least I don't bump you. Like, oh, my vertigo. Like, it's a known joke because you'll be standing next to me and I start going, slow motion, and someone will tap me back up, like continue conversation. And people are like,
what just happened over there?
It looks like the drunk mom at meets, and I don't drink.
Yeah.
Wow. Just a wow.
So it's an experience, and my parents are just like, that's our kid.
Yes. Well, God, thank you so much for making the time, dragging her in here today. I really appreciate it, and I'm such a fan. I'm gonna be there Saturday, so I'm gonna cheer you on, and I want you back on sometime after you win Olympia. I won't say what year, I won't say what month or whatever, what city it's in, but I want you back on. Will you come back on?
I'll be back in August.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sin City.
Boom.
And for the Olympia,
And for the
too.
Olympia.
Yeah.
And
Anytime.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to start dumping stuff off beforehand if I just fly out and like leave stuff and come back.
Right.
I will mail stuff here.
Right. It's easier.
It is, yeah.
It is. Like, it's just, I've mailed stuff. Like, remember when I mailed wigs to like a hotel and I had to go get them? Just a mess. I ran out
Yeah.
of time. Like, it's sometimes just easier to mail, but like, I knew their address before they knew I knew their address. And I was sending stuff, and they're like, "Did you send this?" Why wouldn't I?
Wow. You're quite a woman.
Nike 12.
Yes. Wow. Thank you, Adam.
Absolutely.
Adam, you're going to be on the show again in a couple weeks. You're going to be a mainstay over here at Fitness Junkies. Really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah, I'm excited to come on anytime you have me.
Okay. Well, Fit Fam, you're going to want to send this to probably at least 7 people that need to hear it. No more excuses. So until next time, Fit Fam, I'm out.